Check. Try now. That might work. Yes. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Are we good? I'm going to keep talking here. Yada, yada, yada. Are we good? There we go. There we go. All right. Sorry, guys. The settings got switched up on me. Looks like we're good now. I can hear it. So that's good there. Switched up on me. All right. There we go. So we're good. We're good. Yeah, JJ, I think it was you let settings got switched up on me. So we're good to go. Appreciate it. Now we're back. Everybody can hear me. So that's almost 6 minutes of everybody's lives that you won't get back. You're welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's get this party started right now. Oh, goodness gracious. So you didn't hear anything that I said before. Happy Friday. Great to be here. Last week, Austin, Texas celebrated Little Bird's birthday, and was shout out to Seminary of the Southwest. You know, people are going to watch the first several minutes, realize there's no audio, whatever. We're here. We're going to keep it moving. Because we got a busy stuff. We got a busy day. I got a lot of stuff lined up for you. Make sure you go check out all the shows at Heroes Media Group. I got to give all the shows on Heroes Media Group a big shout out. Jeremiah Hardy, who's in the comments. You'll see him. Good dude, Army veteran. Has a show. Is also as a coach. He's a Victory Leadership Coaching. You can find him on IG. Jeremiah Hardy on LinkedIn. Please go check him out. Check out all the other shows. HeroesMediaGroup.com. These shows are fantastic, and we're growing. We've already got 3 new shows lined up. One starting in March. The other 2 are starting in April and May. So we're already starting to grow this year, and I'm super stoked by that. So thank you to all the shows that are a part of Heroes Media Group. I want to thank all of the viewers that tune in every week. Like I said last week, big shout out to my man Gene Campbell, who stepped in last week and handled the weekly wrap-up while I was gone, spending some quality time with my boy for his birthday. So Gene, big shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Ken, good morning to you, sir. How are you, brother? Good to see you, as always. I'm going to dive right into this, guys. Again, go check out the shows, heroesmediagroup.com, because I got a lot of topics that I want to get off my chest this week that I found interesting, and I want your guys' input on it as well. So states move to eliminate property taxes for homeowners. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Should states eliminate property taxes? I think they should eliminate all taxes to homeowners. So as of right now, there's several states that are actively considering proposals that would sharply reduce or eliminate property taxes for homeowners, making a significant shift in tax policy debates. This is nationwide. Most of the states right now that are looking at this is North Dakota, Georgia, Florida, Texas, and Indiana. They're advancing legislation aimed at eliminating or dramatically reducing property taxes on primary residences. I think this is a great move. I think there's several states right now as for veterans, my veterans brothers and sisters out there. We get there's some benefits for property tax or real estate tax in some states right now. Go to your states to check out what you qualify for or how to qualify for those benefits. I think this is a good move. I think I think we should eliminate the property tax. I think we get taxed on everything. So you make money, they tax you. You buy something, they tax you. System's rigged. We all know it. But nonetheless, I saw this. I think this is a good move. Hopefully this passes. We'll see. So, because I think the reason behind this is rising home values have push tax bills higher, even for homeowners whose incomes have not increased. It's hard to buy a house nowadays. You look at the housing market, it's not necessarily easy. People, they want minimum wage to go up, they want this to go up, and that stuff has happened. But the problem is the prices on everything else go up too. So it's like, yeah, you're making more, but you're also paying more. So it evens out at the same. I don't know. I hate to say that a reset needs to happen, but what do I know? Mm, I have not gotten everything in here yet. So let's do this. Oh, what do we have here? Amy. Um, I'll put this up there. Amy. First off, Amy, thank you for jumping on. It's good to see you on here. What do we have here? Not to mention, they significantly reduce the benefits for buyers using their VA. I believe property taxes should be reduced significantly for VA buyers. I love this. I'm currently in the state of Pennsylvania. We don't pay real estate tax up here for veterans. I think if it's don't quote me on this, but I believe it's like if it's like 70% or more VA disability, then a percentage is waived. If you get 100%, it is completely waived on the real estate tax on that. And then there's a real estate property tax, one of the two. But yeah, I think when it comes to taxes for the veteran side of it, and here's the other thing. Just because I'm going through this process, buying a house, building a house, whether you're buying land and then building on it, you're doing a construction loan. I'm in the process of a construction loan right now. It's not a fun process to go through. I think a lot of realtors, a lot of brokers and stuff, some of them don't know what they're doing. Some do. And I think that business as a whole, whether you're a broker, title company, real estate person, and Amy, I know you can speak out some of the. I think a lot of this is you just really need to educate people more, especially if you're going to be working with VA customers. My opinion. Rich LaMonica, good morning, brother. Appreciate you. We need to catch up. David Gordon, how are you, sir? Appreciate you. Jeremiah, it's the same in Virginia. Yeah, and Virginia, but see, Virginia is getting ready to put a whole lot of things into place. I'm going to get to that. But back to the VA stuff and the real estate taxes. I think this is a good move. Those of you that are not using your VA benefits, use them. Shame on you. Make sure you're using your VA benefits. Go buy a house. Make sure you're going to the VA. Go to the VA. Use your benefits. They're not benefits unless you use them, and that affects other people, other veterans if you're not using them. So get out there and use your benefits. I got to move on because we got a lot to cover, and I definitely want to hear what people have to say to this. Oh, hey, let me see here. Amy makes a good point. Shop your realtor, landlord, title company, or attorney, depending on which your state uses. Idea the contract count during the process. Very good. That's good advice, Amy. Appreciate that. Oh, Mr. James Neri. James, how are you, brother? Good to see you. We'll be seeing you over the weekend here. David used it once. It was hugely beneficial. Yeah, so my first home in Arizona there, I used it, and I'm actually using it again for this new one out here and out east, and it's beneficial. A lot's changed over the years, so I forgot a lot about the kind of the do's and the don'ts and what you need, and there were some surprises, not necessarily in a bad way. You don't know what you don't know, and the people that I was working with, they said they knew what they were doing. Not everybody did, but it is what it is. It's been a learning experience, and I've also helped these people now make it a learning experience. Grease Bastard, there's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Like fine. John, it's always good to see and hear from you, man. I hope all is well with you and the family out there, brother. Appreciate you jumping on. Fine milk. You dick. David's son used it last year to build his house in El Paso. Again, here's the thing for veterans, we should be using the home loan anytime you're purchasing property. And there's so many other benefits on whether it's a new build or you're using it to buy a house or a multiplex. And there are ways to use your VA loan to buy like a multiplex and stuff like that. I've got a couple of veteran real estate brokers and veteran guys out in Missouri and whatnot. David Pierre, you can look him up. Shout out David. He's bought in hundreds of houses using his VA benefits and stuff like that. So there's ways of doing it. And like I said, if you decide to start getting into investment properties, you can definitely, start using it more. Yeah. Amy's was here, and you can use your VA multiple times. No. So there you go, guys. Look at Amy. Thanks for putting that out there. She's trying to say that I couldn't. This is important too. This right here. Everybody take note of what Amy's saying right here, because that's very important. I know several veterans that have purchased multiple properties using multiple times using their VA loan. So this is good stuff. What do we have? Rich had an episode with Danny Archer, very good source for a VA loan. Good, put that down too. There's so many people out there that do it, and I wish I would have looked. I had some people, and it's like I said, it's a learning process. The biggest thing else that I've learned, which I'm never really good at doing, is asking for help. And if I don't understand something, it's like, I tell everybody up front, one, I'm a pain in the ass to work with. I either ask a lot of questions or I don't. And if I don't understand something, I'm going to get on you and be like, all right, explain it to me like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old so you can understand everything. Cause that's how I have to have everything, given to me. I want to understand the process, why it is certain things and whatnot. And there's some lenders and some people out there that just get frustrated and like, God, why is this guy this is just the way it is. No, it's not. And you're going to explain, if I'm spending this kind of money, and there's still out of pocket costs, you still got to come to, closing with money and stuff like that. It is just it can be such a pain in the ass, and there's a headache behind it, but you got to focus on what the long term goal is. And that's like, I got a house now. I'm building the studio, a big studio where we're having people be able to come and use. And it's just, yeah. So what do we have here? Amy, got a mortgage company. Oop. Don't go to big banks. That's something else I learned. And try to find me personally, I would say find a lender that is a direct lender. I've noticed one thing I learned this year is a difference between wholesale lending and direct lending, if they're in a different state and whatnot. So David, now if I could just afford a house, right? No, I hear you. All right, guys, we're gonna move on from the house stuff. This is great. Keep the stuff coming. I'm gonna go on to the next topic because I've got a bunch of them here, and I think you guys are gonna love some of these ones that are coming up. This next one: U.S. Spy Chief's Office investigated voting machines in Puerto Rico. I told you guys a couple weeks ago that the voting machines, is a big issue, and now we're finding it in Puerto Rico. A team working with President Trump's spy chief. Tulsi Gabbard last spring led an investigation into Puerto Rico's voting machines. Gabbard's office said 3 sources familiar with the previously unreported events. The sources said that the goal was to work with the FBI to investigate claims that Venezuela had hacked voting machines in Puerto Rico, but added the probe did not produce any clear evidence of Venezuelan interference in the U.S. territory's elections. That's all I'm saying with that. I'm telling you, you're going to hear more and more about voting machines and stuff between now and I would say end of June. And you'll start putting the puzzle pieces together. I can't say it directly, but start looking this stuff up, guys. This is why I'm bringing it out to you. I think I will post this here. Hopefully I can multitask. Maybe not. Is there more censorship coming to the United States, or just on a global scale. I think it is. And if you guys go into the comment, I'll put John's up here. John, just because it's been a long time, brother. John, so a little backstory on this gentleman here. John, I've known since about 2000 and I don't know, 11, 12 time frame. Veteran, good dude, all around good dude, good husband, good father, and just a good human being. And he likes to bust my balls every year, at least once or twice, with this YouTube link. I'm going to put it there so you guys can just, you go into the comments section, you click on the YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can find it, but he likes to bust my balls on that. John, it's always, like I said, good to see you. The censorship that ties in with some of the stuff that's going on with the elections and voting stuff. Next up, this story's coming out of Dearborn, Michigan. Police say new drones and safety, not surveillance, but they're used for emergency response. Hear me out. And I want you guys to think about this. What would you think if this was in your city or your town? What would happen if you spot a drone overhead? And in this case, Dearborn, Michigan's police say it may indicate an officer responding to a call. Officers with the Dearborn Police Department spoke with Spectrum News about the department's newest tool, a first responder drone, and the residents might start seeing them deployed. Drones give officers a chance to at a live look during an active incident, which allows them to assess situations from a distance rather than heading directly into a potentially dangerous encounter. Makes sense. I get that. So now they're able to watch someone from a distance without him knowing where they are. That was a quote from the city police chief. According to the department, drones are only launched when there is a dispatch run or a documented purpose. They're not used for routine patrols or general surveillance. To address privacy concerns, Dearborn police said every flight is tracked and publicly documented through a transparency dashboard. Again, would you guys be okay if your local police department or whatnot was using drones for this, as long as they were documenting it publicly through a transparency dashboard? Is that something that you guys would approve of? Malachias, what's up, brother? Good morning to you. So I'm curious. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on drones. They're saying it's not for surveillance. Great. And they're saying that they're tracking it publicly. So if that's something that you would be able to log on and see what's happening, would you be comfortable with that? David, yeah, I agree with you there. Rich, I'm gonna put Rich's up here. Rich, yeah. If it's used like recon, they're great. They'll save SWAT lives and lives. I think this is one of those catch-22 things, guys. I'm in the middle of this. I think if it's tracked and publicly documented, then yes. Do I see a potential problem with this later on and cover-ups happening? I don't want to be that guy. It's too early in the morning for that, or at least not this week. I don't want to do that this week. I'm trying to be on the positive side of it. I think it would be good. Oh, Amy. Wow. I'm going to put this. Wow. Okay. There you go. You got one person that's an advocate for him. A couple of you guys. Rich. Yeah. Putting them up and alerting the alleged person of interest is not a good idea. See, okay. So Rich brings up a good point here. So if they're putting them up, and if they're publicly documented and it's the flight's tracked, that's almost like a police scanner then in a sense, right? Am I wrong for saying that? Rich, this is your day job, so you got a lot of knowledge on. All right, so enlighten me, Rich. If the police departments are using this, then they're doing up in Dearborn, or what they're proposing, again, everybody's worried about privacy. There's no privacy if you're carrying around a pocket computer. Let's be honest, you don't have any privacy anymore, right? If you've got Alexa or one of those things in your house, there's no privacy anymore. All right. Um, but to address it, again, if the flight's tracked and publicly documented through a transparency dashboard, then ultimately that's saying it's working like a police scanner then. So even if the bad guy was running away from the police, he could be scanning like, oh, drone's up, I know where they're at, blah 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 blah. So yeah, I don't know. This is different. This is going to be interesting because I think this is just the start of what we're going to see a lot more of now. This is as a lot of us that are making comments here and whatnot, I think in our younger years, this was considered kind of a sci-fi deal, and I think we're that's coming to life right now. So keep them coming. I love it. If you got more on that, let's hear it. This one rubbed me the wrong way. That's why I brought it up. Nursery owner sues the state of California as the state destroys 32,000 of his plants. Mark Collins, the owner of Evergreen Wholesale, said the state agriculture employees began destroying about 32,000 citrus plants at his nursery this past week. This actually was about 2 weeks ago, so this is a little bit older, but I wasn't here last week, so I'm covering it now. Mr. Collins has been in the business for 20 plus years, and that nursery and the plant growing industry roughly for 80. Collins said that the first time something like this has ever happened to him and his family in a decade-long history in the nursery business, he said that inspectors discovered the Asian citrus bug in some trees about 5 miles away and determined those trees were carrying a devastating disease. Okay, I get it. Now they got to come in and destroy those trees, right? But Collins said those trees where the bug was found were discovered 2.5 years ago, before the plants that they're destroying now were even existed. That's where that pisses me off. The California Department of Food and Agriculture spokesman emailed the news agency 5 days later a statement, and it said the HLB is a dangerous, which is a bug. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I can't say it. Is a dangerous pest that can devastate citrus plants across large areas. Its infection of citrus trees is difficult to detect, as infected trees can appear to be healthy and even falsely test negative for a long time before showing symptoms. Therefore, California's requirements aim to protect the citrus industry by preventing accidental spread of disease. It sounds like they went in. He must have did something that they didn't like, and they went in and destroyed everything, because he's not getting compensated for the 32,000 trees that they destroyed. This will be an ongoing thing, and this is the part that's very crappy, I think. Nonetheless, unapologetic veteran, how are we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? How are you doing? Amy sounds like somebody's not paying. Yeah, water. Lots of. It's probably water. All right, this next one. This is the one I'm really looking forward to chatting with you guys about. Who do you guys think is going to be the first trillionaire? Trillion with a T. Tango. First trillionaire. I would wait a second. Who do you guys think will be the first world's trillionaire? Jesus, Luke. 14 days straight. Take a break, man. All right. Anybody? First trillionaire? Going once, going twice? How many people think it's Bill Gates? That guy. Agroterrorism is a thing. David, yep, you're right. Absolutely. Who's the world's first trillionaire? I think it's going to be Elon Musk. Here's why. Imagine a world where robots build rockets, AI agents run factories on Earth and Mars. Yep, David got it. Yeah. And one company holds the keys to humanity. It holds the keys to humanity's multi-planetary future. It's not sci-fi anymore, guys. This is all stuff that as kids we were like, oh, we're gonna live on Mars someday, and oh, that'll never happen. Blah blah blah. Well, guess what? That shit's here. It's happening. It's going to happen in this lifetime. I think it's going to happen in the next 10 years. I'll say 15 years, but probably going to happen sooner than that. A couple days ago, earlier this week, Elon Musk pulled off the largest merger in history. SpaceX acquired xAI, now valued at $1.25 trillion. It's not about the money, guys. This is a leverage play. All right. Let's talk about what just combined here. SpaceX launched 90% of global payload mass to orbit in 2025. xAI runs Colossus, the largest AI training cluster on Earth with 200,000 plus GPUs. Starlink has 9,400 plus satellites serving 9 million subscribers. And then X, or Twitter, but X provides the data that trains Gronk, right? Elon just vertically integrated space infrastructure with AI infrastructure. SpaceX launches Starlink satellites for a fraction of what competitors pay. ULA charges $100 million plus per mission. SpaceX does it pennies on the dollar. The cost advantage built a $10 billion plus revenue machine in 5 years. Now he's applying that same playbook that he's done the last 5 years. He's applying all of that to AI. xAI doesn't rent compute from Amazon or Microsoft. It owns the GPUs. xAI doesn't license training data. It owns the platform. xAI is projecting profitability by 2027. OpenAI's target, 2029. So this is crazy. 2 years ahead. He's 2 years ahead of everybody else right now. But here's the part that really nobody's really talking about, right? No one's talking about this. SpaceX direct-to-cell service with T-Mobile went live in 2025. Over 650 satellites, 12 million people already using across 22 countries. Right now, it's just right now I believe it's just text messages and basic apps, right? But when V3 satellites deployed later this year, it can evolve into global 5G coverage for any smartphone on the planet. Now, what I haven't talked about is what's the other company? Tesla, right? Let me get caught up here. Boy, guys, it's one of those days I'm starting to. Yeah, Rich, I hear you there. Love him, hate him. The guy gets it. He sure does. David, he's miles ahead. Right? He is. This is, and I'll get to that. So Tesla, let's talk about Tesla. Tesla was not part of this deal. All right. Yet. On January 16th, Tesla dropped $2 billion into xAI Series E. The board pushed it through even after shareholders voted it down. And because the integration is already happening. Gronk powers Tesla's autonomy stack. Tesla's fleet data trains Gronk. Tesla's megapacks keep Colossus running when the grid can't. And Musk just called Tesla's an AI and robotics company. Humanoids? Anybody? He killed the Model S and X to make room for Optimus robot production. Cars were never the end game. We saw that, like electric cars, blah, blah. Cars were never the end game. When Tesla's Optimus bots are assembling starships, you've got robots building rockets, accelerating Mars colonization. You guys have heard me talk about this before. This has been the plan from day one, I think. Building these humanoid bots, getting them up to Mars to start colonizing. They're building the infrastructure there. They're not going to send humans up there to build that infrastructure. They're going to take these robots to build the structure up there before they send humans up there. Gene, good morning to you, brother. Orbital data centers for AI compute bypassing Earth constraints. It's not about business. This has nothing to do with business, believe it or not. Everybody's like, the guy's he's gonna be the first trillionaire. But it's about civilization growth. And here's the sequence to it stands like this. XAI absorbs X in 2025. That's done. SpaceX absorbs XAI. That happened this month. That's done. Next up is going to be SpaceX IPO targeting sometime later this year. I'm going to say July, August. That's going to be next. And then Tesla folds in a stock swap. And that's going to happen soon. So we're literally seeing history happen in front of our eyes right now. And we're seeing everything that we saw and read about as kids, as far as like traveling in space and going to Mars and stuff like that. That is all, it's here. It's right here in front of us. David, everything he does, everything is groundwork for colonization. Yeah, it's you get upset. We can get upset about like all the mineral stuff, but you start again. This is all part of that bigger puzzle, right? Like, why are we, the Venezuela thing, the Greenland thing? Where are we getting minerals from for to run all of this stuff? It's like it's a grab. China's on the backside of the moon mining that right now, putting stuff up there. We're soon to be up there soon. You probably won't hear about it, but stay tuned. It's happening. Everything is about the colonization side of this. We think that this AI stuff, is AI bad? And I'll throw myself under the bus. I said AI was not. I wasn't a fan of it when it first came out, and but it's a tool. You guys got to remember it is a tool. The important thing is you guys see me post the AI stuff on here. It's nothing more than a tool. Don't take the human factor out of it. But are you going to send humans to Mars to colonize it and build it? No, let's send the robots up to do that. I get that part of it now. It's still crazy to me to think, because as a kid, you're like, who the hell is going to go to Mars? Anyway, moving on. The next one is high schools. Have you guys heard this? Is like a bunch of high schools around the country have been doing walkouts in protest to the ICE stuff that's going on. One of them was down the street from me. They're doing walkouts holding a Puerto Rican flag. I just thought that was funny. I thought Puerto Rico was part of the U.S. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This one here. This next one. World Anti-Doping Agency responds to penis injections claims at the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics is here, folks. The Winter Olympics is here. It's in Milan. And officials from the World Anti-Doping Agency addressed claims in a German tabloid that made the male skiers could be injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid to gain advantage in the games. Who is injecting hyaluronic acid in their penises? I tell you what, right now, I don't understand why people would would do that. I don't know what guy would do that, but apparently it gives you an advantage. This is more for like the ski jumpers. So they're injecting this hyaluronic acid into their penises because it's supposed to, I don't know, you're supposed to jump another 3 inches. I don't know. This is so like, oh my God, I can't make this up. But last month, the report in a German paper suggested that male athletes were injecting the filler into their genitalia ahead of their ski jumping suit fittings. So the 3D scan measurements used to assess their suit size would be slightly larger, thus potentially giving them an advantage in competition. I don't know why anybody would inject that in themselves. What man would in their right mind would do that? Women, I guess that guys, I guess that answers the old aid question. Size does matter, apparently. I can't that one, yeah, that one threw me. I'm just like Winter Olympics, guys are injecting a filler into their so they can fly farther. Now I've seen everything. Yeah. Moving on from the penises, we're gonna move on from the Winter Games. I'll get to the comments here in a second. This one coming from overseas. Libyan prosecutors launch a probe into the killing of Gaddafi's son. Libyan prosecutors say they are investigating the killing of Saif Islam Gaddafi, son of the country's longtime leader, Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. The 53-year-old, who was once widely seen as his father's heir apparent, was killed during a direct confrontation with 4 unknown gunmen who broke into his home in the city this past week. His lawyer said four-man commando unit carried out the assassination at his home. This makes me wonder. This is one of those weird things. Like, I'm going to deep dive into this to see what he's been doing. And again, if you haven't read, of course, God, Gaddafi, that's been what, 25 years, 30 years. If you haven't read his autobiography, do it. Find out who he really was. And you'll start putting more of the puzzle pieces together as well. David says he's been living on borrowed time for a decade. Yeah, but again, it raises a red flag because you could stuff that I know about his father. Then you read the autobiography, and then you see again. It goes back to a lot of it goes back to what we see and read in the news here in the United States, and that's why I tell people now: if you really want to know what's going on in the world, here's something what you see on the news here, and then go watch news channels and stuff from other countries and see what they're saying, and you'll get a really good idea of who's saying what and where the BS is coming from, because a lot of the times it's coming from us. we're not, our mainstream media is crap. So Ken says it's Trump's fault. Probably. All right. Next up. David, yeah, I hear you there. Okay, next one. This is the last. Nope, I lied. I got a couple more. Stay with me. Battle lines form over energy efficiency bill. This one hits close here out east. Pennsylvania recently passed House Bill 660. It was introduced last year, and it was referred to the emergency committee, energy committee. This will prevent this. I don't like putting the glasses on because of the glare, but sorry, I can't see you guys. It was laid on the table March. Nothing, blah, 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 blah. It got passed last month, 101 to 98. House Bill 660 was then sent to the Appropriations Committee, where it was approved Monday, like this past Monday, by a 22 to 15 vote. The bill states that basically what it says is the state of Pennsylvania can now set minimum appliance efficiency standards. So it can tell you what type of appliances you can have in your home. It can tell you what type of shower head you can have, what type of toilet you can use, all the plumbing fixtures. I mean, it's like, but it's kind of like one of those is now you go to stores, and if you have something that you're not supposed to have, they ultimately can fine you. The state of the Commonwealth can fine you. They can find you. You can find me all you want. I'll be sitting on the front porch, you sons of bitches. And tell you, hey, you can't have that, or you got to do it. So again, are we getting to a point, folks, where now the government can tell you what you can and can't have in your house? I get it. It's supposed to be energy sufficient and this and that. I don't know. I got it just rubbed me the wrong way. Not that I'm against saving energy and this and that and the other thing, but at the same time, it's like, speaking of rubbing the wrong way, this next one, kill switch bill. Have you guys seen this? Federal law requires a new kill switch bill. Now this is back and forth. I'm seeing a lot of this going back and forth. Like it wasn't approved, it was approved. It's the bill. Let me read this here. The requirement for the safety equipment comes from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act of 2021. The law directs the Secretary of Transportation to create a new safety standard for all passenger vehicles manufactured after the rule goes into effect, which would be this year. The initiative is intended to address thousands of deaths caused by impaired driving each year by requiring advanced safety systems as standard equipment in new cars. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? And David, yes, I do need more. Government officials are tasked with setting these rules through the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The law requires the new passenger vehicles eventually be equipped with the technology that can identify a driver is impaired or has a blood alcohol level at above the legal limit. It sounds like to me like when I know in the state of Arizona, I knew some people that had DUIs and whatnot. You had to blow into that thing before the vehicle would start. It sounded like they're wanting to put that in every vehicle now. F that. Now, to be clear, the bill does not give any government control to host remote kill switches or permit automakers from giving government access to everyone's car. Okay, this is where, we're 50 minutes into this show. This is where this is how they get you. Like, oh, we're passing it because we want to make sure that people aren't driving while under the influence. I know people that suck at driving when they're sober. How are you? Create something for that. Bad driver, sober as hell. He or she just sucks at driving. Are they impaired? No, but they suck. This is just another way for the government it's just another way for the man to stick it to you. I don't like this. I don't like how this is getting to be way too much control. And folks, we got to start remembering that there's more of us than them. And I hate saying it like that because I don't want to divide it. But it's getting I feel like I'm starting to be forced into a corner. And when it comes to too much government stuff like this, I think this is crap. And I sure as hell hope that this doesn't happen, or we're gonna be walking. Ken, don't Ken, are you one of those bad drivers? That's it for the news topics. I only got a couple minutes left. Haven't got to the shows. Listen, guys, please go check out the shows this week. heroesmediagroup.com. A lot of great shows. After this live, I'm going to put the links and stuff for the shows and what they talked about in the comments section below. I got some stuff coming up. The next week and a half is just absolutely crazy. NRA, Great American Outdoor Show, starting tomorrow, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, at the Farm Show Complex. We hope to see you there February 7th through the 15th. I'm going to be walking around every day. We're going to be doing some live feeds. We actually, next week's HMG Weekly Wrap-Up will be live from the Great American Outdoor Show. I'm looking forward to seeing all of our friends there. We've got Jim Neary's live bait and tackle is going to be there. We got our friends over at Forget Genetics are going to be there. I believe the Green Valley Hunters Paradise is going to be coming up and visiting for a day, so we'll be seeing them. Fin Tactical will be walking around. We got DigiTrigger. I'm going to be bringing on a guest for his annual co-hosting stuff. My buddy Gabe's going to be blessing us with his presence next week. So, Great American Outdoor Show. If you have some time, please come on over. If you're an outdoorsman, this is the greatest show on earth. It's, again, February 7th through the 15th this year. It's a whole lot of fun. You can go to greatamericanoutdoorshow.com and get all the details. They got over 1,000 different vendors that come into this. They got shows that they do. It's going to be a blast. Absolutely love it. So hope to see you guys there. Next one, we got Military Creator Con. Coming up April 16th through the 18th in Dallas, Texas. Arlington, Texas, just outside of Dallas, or a suburb of Dallas, I believe. I'm going to put this in here because this is definitely an event, everybody. This is for the military community. Active duty, Guard, Reserve, veteran, spouses, children. Come check it out. They got a whole bunch of speakers doing breakout sessions. Yours truly, I'll be doing at least one, probably sitting on a couple of panels as well. Tickets are being sold pretty quickly, so if you get a chance, get in there and come see us April 16th through the 18th out in Dallas, Texas. After that, we've got the National Social Media Awards, June 7th in LA. Now, here's what I need you guys to do. I am posting that one right now on the social platforms. There's a link there. Go in. And this is the first year that they're doing this. They have in every category, you can nominate a veteran. In every single category this year, first year they're doing it, you can nominate a veteran. Please go check that out. Nominate a veteran in one of the categories that you see that you know of, whether it's beauty or whatnot. Go do that. Let's get the word out there. We will be covering it. HMG is going to be live in LA June 7th. And just because I know these two guys are on right now, the Grumpy Old Guys podcast, we got to make that happen this year, guys. So start looking at your calendars. Let me know if you guys are coming out here. If I got to come to Arizona, probably going to have to come to Arizona. I get it. And I don't have a problem with that. But let's start picking dates, guys. Rest of you that are out there, if you got stuff you want me to cover, and whatnot, please send me a DM. Or if you got my number, text, but email us. You can email us at media@heroesmediagrp.com. That is media@heroesmediagrp.com. Send me an email. Let me know what it is you want me to talk about, or maybe there's something that you want to cover or something that you saw in the news. Let's talk about it. Podcasters, join the fastest growing network in the world right now. Heroes Media Group, come. We've got plenty of room for you. Love to have you on board. Again, I got to thank all of our podcast shows that are on HMG. Please go check them out right here at heroesmediagroup.com. Folks, that's all the time I've got today. I've got to head up to the show to do some setup stuff and pre-interviews for the week. I hope you guys have a great week. What do we have here? Rackin over on IG. I see you over there, brother. Okay, I'll see you up there. I'm looking forward to seeing you as well. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this week. It's great to be back behind the mic. I've got some more stuff coming as the month progresses, so stay with me every Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jesus, God bless you. God bless America. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.